and that you take this obligation freely, without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, so help you God. If you attest to that, if you will repeat with me, I do. I do. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
It'll allow me to do a lot of things in the world as an American. It'll open more doors. You know, I can now vote. I have the power to shape the future of this country, take part as, you know, as an American citizen. And I carry being a citizen in both Turkey and in the United States. So it's a privilege.
Our nation is now richer because you are a part of it. I know it is never easy leaving all behind that you've known to begin a new life somewhere else. But your energy, your imagination, and your hard work, and the support of families and friends have enabled you to make it to this day. And we welcome you. In many ways, these ceremonies are among the most important things that we do at this Presidential Center. If you come here, you can see a record of what I did and tried to do as president. You can see continuing exhibits about things that are important today. Or if it's the dinosaurs, things that were important tens of millions of years ago. But there is nothing more important than what people still decide to do with their lives, their minds, and their hearts every new day. A naturalization ceremony will restore the faith that we can overcome any challenge if we hold true to our values. You represent the newest chapter in a very old story. America's diversity has always been our greatest strength. 7 of the 39 members who signed the Constitution, which you just swore to protect and defend, were immigrants. 8 of the 36 signers of the Declaration of Independence on July the 4th, 1776, which we will celebrate the 250th birthday of just next year, were immigrants 250 years ago. In the last 2.5 centuries, people from every corner of the globe have come here and made America the greatest experiment in representative democracy in history, based on 2 simple ideas. We should all live under the same set of rules, and our differences are very important, but our common humanity matters more. You are becoming citizens at a moment when our existence as a pluralistic and multicultural society is being tested. And the same thing is happening all over the world, where people are fighting about whether they should draw in and stick with their own kind or reach out to a world full of possibilities. We have debates now over travel bans, the detention of citizens and legal residents, the elimination of asylum and refugee resettlement programs, and other policies that are closing America's doors at the very time when we need to open them wider. We have dramatically cut foreign and humanitarian aid, something I disagree with and have worked hard to advance over the last 25 years since I left the White House. That will make conditions worse for people in need all around the world. At the same time, we say it ought to be harder to come here. You are the winning argument. You, every one of you. And I want you to think about this every day, because citizenship carries with it certain responsibilities. You just swore an oath to them. But the most important thing you will do every day is to come in contact with people who may have never met anybody from where you came from, may have different religious convictions, may have different political convictions, but they will see you as the promise of America. Through the lives you live, the contributions you make, you can change the future, one person at a time, simply by being who you are. Proud of where you came from and still proud to be an American. You can make our economy, our communities, our democracy, and our children's future brighter. I live now most of the time in New York State, where we have an enormous percentage of immigrants from all over the world, but among other things, the highest percentage of Kosovar Albanians outside of Kosovo. General Wes Clark, when he was working on peace in Bosnia, and later as the NATO commander, helped to guarantee the lives of the people there. So more of them are coming here. We now have, within 5 miles of where I live, 6 new restaurants. There's a Mexican restaurant. There's an Italian restaurant. There's a steakhouse. And 3 others. They're all really good. And every single one of them is run by a Kosovar Albanian. That wouldn't happen anywhere else but our country. It's not uncommon for me to be in my local grocery store and have someone come up to me and say, "The United States saved my family when you were president. We wouldn't be alive if you weren't here." How in the world it can be bad for us to embrace people from around the world who have these stories to tell, who want to raise their families and work hard. We have several among you who are from Vietnam. When in 1995, 30 years ago, we normalized our relations with Vietnam after a long and bloody war, and brought them into all these organizations we were part of. I was sitting one day with the Prime Minister of Vietnam, because it was right next to the United States in the alphabetical order. And he looked at me and he said, "You know, I lost my brother in that war. And I'm glad that the American president is now someone who opposed it." I thanked him and I said, "But don't forget, whether we supported or opposed it, we were not trying to dominate Vietnam. We didn't want you to be a colony. We were worried then about whether communism would spread throughout Southeast Asia." And he said, "I know that." And by the late 1990s, our strongest ally among all the Asian nations in the Asian Pacific Leaders Group was Vietnam. We found a way to make peace and to build a future. Why? Because we thought we should all live under the same set of rules, and because we thought our common humanity was more important than our interesting differences. I've been to every country that you hail from. And I feel that. I could tell you stories about Mexico till tomorrow morning, about Turkey, about all kinds of things. But it's always essentially the same story. We are for good or evil. The question is open, the canary in the coal mine. If America preserves and enriches its democracy, if we preserve and advance our commitment to fair treatment and inclusion, the future is bright. Many people are worried about artificial intelligence displacing jobs. It will, but it will create a lot of jobs too. We will all have to learn how to deal with it. We will learn much better if we feel sure that our rights, our safety, the integrity of our families, and the future of our children are safe. You too will be part of that. There are 500,000 open jobs in manufacturing today in the United States. I don't think we need fewer immigrants. I think we need more. Should they obey the rule of law? Yes. If they bring drugs into the country, should we escort them away? Yes. If they hurt people? Yes. But the truth is that immigrants are much more likely to start new jobs. 40+% of the biggest companies in America were started by first or second generation immigrants. We need you. And there are all kinds of interesting possibilities. See this man here looking at me? He's supposed to be looking at you to make sure you don't stand up and try to shoot me or something. He's my Secret Service agent. Almost 25 years ago, and given a month or so, no, 26 years ago, he became an American citizen. He's a native of France. They're everywhere, the immigrants. I feel strongly about this, and perhaps you should have somebody talking to you who reflects today's headlines, but I know we are a better country when we say, whatever your religious faith, if you don't want to hurt anybody else, we welcome you to come here and practice it. Whatever your nationality, as long as you follow the law and show up and work hard and pay your taxes and do all the things that are burdens of citizenship, we're glad you're here. This little ceremony, because of all the controversy now raging in the press about immigration, this little ceremony is one of the most important things happening in the United States today. I want you to be proud of this. You are part of an old, old heritage, and we need you. And just remember, every time you make a new friend, shake a new hand, know a new person, you are helping to preserve and strengthen the American dream. And if somebody asks you why you believe in this, Tell them this is a place where you are free to chase your own dreams. My daughter read the Quran and the Torah in total when she was 15, from start to finish. And she then started reading the major text of other faiths. And it's blessed her life. And she raised her children to respect different people from different cultures. We have been blessed because we were not afraid of difference, because we embraced it, because we saw a humane person behind every different color of skin, shape of the eyes, accent and the voice. We saw it. Nothing has changed except in periods of great insecurity. We become vulnerable and we become afraid of the other, and we become eager to blame someone else for our own problems. You are here today because you said, I don't want to blame anybody for my problems. I want to take responsibility for my future. Unleash me from the past and let me be free to work to build a future for myself and the children I have or hope to have, and the future I hope to build. That's what we're really celebrating here today. So I thank you, Your Honor. I thank especially my friend General Clark, who lost 3 good friends when we were trying to bring peace to Bosnia. They fell off a mountain road, and their car careened down and caught on fire, and he followed them down the mountain and burned his hand trying to tear the door open to save people who were just there to make peace, who wanted nothing else. That's what I want people to think of America again. And that's what you can help come to pass. This is still a very great country. And like every other country, it is human. We'll make mistakes and we'll do great things. But our charge is to get up tomorrow and do better than we did today. And just remain focused on the future, committed to equality and human rights, to the rule of law, and the wisdom of our Constitution, which said, we the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union. And that's the last thing I would say. People may want to give up on you, don't let them do it. But don't give up on others either. We will never be perfect, but every day we can be better. And when that Constitution was written, that's what more perfect union meant. It meant we're not perfect, we will never be perfect, it is not part of the human condition, but we can always do better. You are the symbol of better. Thank you for joining our country.